Generate a set of numbers based on randomness. Well, since I'm kind of a fan of randomness, let's put it in order. What I mean by order, where we actually have to use random. We're going to set up this aggregate, start with 0, and then whatever you want, whatever aggregate you want, you can add whatever number you want to it. And then all we're going to do is sum. We're going to sum these numbers. It's random. Whatever you want, you knock yourself out. Sum D5, D9. We just have this, our aggregate. What we did was, I'm a little backwards here. Here's your randomness right here. Just make sure it equals 100, and then use this starting at 0, and then sum D5, C5. You're going to have this aggregate. How do we create this randomness? We're going to use match rand and D5, D10. D5, D10. That's sort of like we use frequency. We're going to put things in bucket. Well, this is randomness. We're going to put them in this random order. What we have here, we have rand right here. In order to keep track of this thing, associate this number with this aggregate. I just put rand, and I just put match F28. In other words, I just took rand and then D5, D10. It's the same thing here as the rand, but I inserted the rand here so I could see what's going on. So I can see 029 is, look at our aggregate. The way this works, match, if you don't note it, here in match, we have what? We have our lookup value and our lookup array and our match type. If you elect not to put a 1 or 0 or -1, it defaults to exact or next smallest. So when we see something like 0.09, it's going to go up to number 3, but it's going to fall back to 2. It's smallest. Hit F9. Hit F9. I want to get a large number to just show 7.2. Okay, 7.2, it's above our aggregate. Here's our numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the number here. This is what it generates based on this number. Okay, again, don't rely on this stuff. This is just my example. This is going to be random. Everything here is random. And every time you hit F9, it changes. So 13 is probably going to be a 2. If we go to 20.01, it would be 3. F9, 0.88, it's above 7. 9.1, clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are our levels. Then we're going to get number 6. See here, if I try to figure out what this number is, it's going to be somewhere between 31.99 and 20.01111, whatever. It's going to be in there. That's why I tried to narrow it down here. Now, this other outcome, this is a weighted number, and it's based off of this number, these numbers here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you can visualize this, if our 6 is in this 70 or so, the number here is tied to this match. Here's the formula. This is match. Here's match. I took, as I said earlier, I just took the random. You see here we have rand. Here's rand. I just replaced it. Okay. I replaced the match, this match here, with 6, because this is our random number. If 6 is associated with the aggregate, our weighted would be 8. 6 in the aggregate would be 8 in the weighted. If we hit F9, here we have 54. It's above. Again, remember, we fall back because we elected to use the default in match. 5, these are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what represents this column. 7 represents the weight. Hit F9 again. 6 would represent 6 here, in aggregate would represent 8 under number. F9, here's a tiny number. Clearly, it's above 0, it's still 1. That's the randomness. Here, I went through this quickly. It's just very basic. Here is the narrative. Read it if you need it. Otherwise, just try to incorporate. I know randomness in practice is a little bit different from, my crazy randomness. This is something we would use if this is a sample, for example, and you wanted to just experiment with a sample outcome. This is how you might do it. A lot of different ways, but Rand is a useful tool. Get used to manipulating it, changing it around, and incorporating its versatility. Pat Williams, XL Prime. See you soon.